Welcome to today's Moments for Mom. I'm so excited that you all are joining me. I have been trying to talk to this incredible woman, mom, author for so long, and I'm so glad that finally at the NRB convention here in Nashville, Tennessee, we were able to meet up. So on today's show, I am talking to Caris Snider, and we're talking about her book, Caroline Mom Devotional, for the woman who has to take everybody everywhere, and I know you all can relate. So grab yourself a cup of coffee or tea and take this moment just for you. Welcome to Moments for Moms. Again, I'm so glad that you have taken a moment to join us today. I know you're going to be so refreshed and encouraged by this amazing and incredible guest that I have. Caris, thank you so much for being here.
I am so glad it worked out for us to do this face to face.
I know, because we were talking about Zoom.
Yeah.
Then you were going to drive in.
Yeah.
But here we are.
It worked out perfect.
Yeah. I'm so happy.
I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to talk about your book and all the things, but first, just let us know about yourself, your family, who you are.
Sure. So I am a mom.
Yes.
And my husband and I, we've been married. It's going to be 20 years in April.
April what?
April 24th.
We're the 17th.
Really?
But we're not 20 years yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it'll fly
April's
by.
good, yeah.
It'll fly by. It is. It's a good month.
Yeah.
So we'll be married 20 years, have 2 daughters. Mm-hmm. It is crazy to say, so moms, just get ready. But I have a 15-year-old daughter in 9th grade driving. We were just talking about this.
Yeah.
And then I have an 11-year-old daughter in 5th grade. Mm-hmm. And then we have a dog that we have to always include. Cooper Hash Brown is his name. He is a little mini golden doodle.
Sweet.
Side note, his name came from when we got him, my daughter said that he looked like a tater tot. So could we name him Hash Brown? Sure. Okay.
And the answer is yes.
Yes. So that's where his name came from.
Oh, how sweet.
Yeah. So we live in Alabama. I live in a small town, Cullman, Alabama. Mm-hmm. I graduated from the University of Alabama, so my life has always been in the South.
Yeah.
Yeah. Child development degree. I am an author, speaker, life coach, and I'm just grateful for the opportunity to help other moms that are in this season of coming and going, because there are so many of us.
There are, and I love that. So today we're talking about specifically about your book, Caroline Mom Devotional, and it's everywhere. You can get it anywhere. I've been looking, I'm like, oh, you can just get it anywhere, just so you know, anywhere. Yes. So I'm so excited about this, and what I really, at first, when I looked at it, I was like, oh, well, I'm not in a Caroline yet. But then, it says for the mama who gets everybody everywhere, and as I'm looking through it, and it's so funny because I just bookmark a couple, ugly crying. Yes. Now what do I do? That's every other moment.
Right.
There's just so many things in here that not a baby anymore. Are you sure this is the right way? I don't know what to do. Where's the directions?
Yes.
So this is for every mom.
It is.
Because whether or not we're literally in the car line, I feel like we're doing everything for everybody. So tell me a little bit, why did you write this book? What inspired that for you?
Yeah, because I think I did find myself in this season of coming and going, dropping my daughters off at school or their friends' activities or church or a practice or, okay, now I'm in the Walmart pickup line waiting on my grocery. It was just constant coming and going, and I found myself overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I was over-worried. I was overstressed, and honestly, I got to a point where I was over it. It was this is not what God intended for us. And I thought, if I feel overwhelmed and anxious and think that I'm not measuring up as a mom, how many more others feel that way? And so a lot of these stories were inspired from taking my children to different places or my husband in the car with me asking, are you sure this is the right way for us to go? But all of these little life stories come together with God's word and how he meets us in that place of sitting maybe around goldfish or around our laundry table in our kitchen that we don't use for our meals, and knowing that he loves us. He's not mad at us, and he doesn't see us as a failure. He has called us to this role of motherhood.
And I think so many moms are overwhelmed.
Yes.
And maybe it's not what they thought it was going to be, or they're not the mom they thought they would be, or I thought I was going to be reading devotionals with Charlie every morning. I'm not. I'm trying my best to just get him milk or juice or whatever shape of goldfish or gummy he wants that day, because it's different. I'm just trying to survive most of the time, and just dealing with that, because I feel like there's such an expectation, and then if we don't hold up to our own expectations, you just kind of feel defeated.
I call that the should bully. We shame ourselves, and I'll say this carefully, we should all over ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, I should be like my friend on social media.
Oh, yeah.
I should be able to get my kids to bed and there's no tears and everyone gets along, or I should have my devotional every day and read my Bible, and I should have community, and I should do this and I should do that. And we're shaming ourselves, and we're putting all these unrealistic expectations on ourselves, and we can't keep up.
Yeah, no.
And what we expect of ourselves, God does not
That's good.
even expect from us.
Yeah. I think my husband also plays a role in that, because I will get home from work and it's 4:30, and then you know how the night goes from there, right? It's like, okay, we have to eat by this time, and then he needs a bath because he's been in the mud. Then he has to go to bed at a reasonable time, or else he's chaotic tomorrow. And I'm trying to cook a gourmet dinner, and even my husband will say that. He's like, I can eat a bologna sandwich. Like, nobody expects you to do this. But you know what I mean? It's something that I expect from myself, and even though I want to, and it's a good thing that I want to do, I want to provide that meal. My husband works so hard, and he's our main provider. You know, it's like, this is something I can do for you. But it's okay if I don't.
It's okay. It's okay to order the pizza sometimes.
Yeah.
It's okay to just be in the moment.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that you are failing as a mom. It means that you're human.
Yeah.
And you need rest.
Yes.
We need rest. Sometimes we need to just give ourselves a pause and just say, you know what? I'm really doing better than what I think I am.
That's good.
You know,
That's
and
really
just
good.
give ourselves that moment. And I think if we can give ourselves a reprieve from the shoulds, how much more freedom will we have in being a mom, and knowing that if I don't get it perfect in this moment, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Perfection is not expected or required of us as moms.
And I don't want Charlie to think it's required of him either, because I do have a perfection. I was an only child. I sang, I cheered, I danced. I did all the things that you're supposed to do in a spotlight, that if you didn't do it well, that was very frowned upon. So I have that so ingrained into me, and I don't want that I want him to know that if he messes up, it's okay.
It's okay.
You don't have to be perfect at everything. You don't have to do everything. So if I can step back and be like, wait a minute, I don't want this for him, kind of shifts your perspective a little bit.
That's right. That's good. And we want that. We want that perspective shift. You know, I grew up with a lot of anxiety and depression because I did put so much perfection on myself. And so I agree with you. I don't want my daughters thinking that they have to be
especially
perfect,
daughters.
that they have to have it all together.
Right.
And so if we can give ourselves some grace, it is teaching our children to do the same.
Absolutely. I guess it helps you as a mom, because you're like, oh wait, I'm doing this for them now, you know.
That's right.
Not doing this
That's good. It helps us because we want to help our children.
We just want to help everybody.
That's right. We're just a helper.
We are helpers.
We're helpers. We were made to be helpmates.
It's not our
So it's
fault.
natural. It's natural for us to want to do this.
Yes. Okay, so I have one little guy. You have 2 daughters. Tell me about your experience as a mom of 2 kids. 'Cause I can't imagine.
Can I just be honest and say
Yes.
it is like throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what's going to stick.
That makes sense.
I mean, it really is. I tell my daughters all the time, I have no idea what I'm doing. Sometimes I'm just guessing as I go along.
You're welcome.
I know, and they're like, well, that's great. That's nice to know. But I'm learning as they get older to just enjoy the moments.
Yeah.
I'm learning that if the laundry's not done, it is okay.
Yeah.
If it sits in the dryer one more day, just hit that wrinkle-free cycle one more time, and it's going to be okay. It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
I'm learning that they are different from me. Their interests are different than mine. And so instead of pushing my interest on them, find out what their interests are.
Yeah.
And I'm also learning that as I watch them grow in their walk with the Lord and pray their prayers with their childlike faith or with their words, to let them do that, to let them learn how to do those things. And I'm learning as well to say I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I have to say I'm sorry because I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to get it wrong.
Yeah.
And it helps them to see that as well, and just to let them know that they're going to have big emotions, they're going to have big feelings, they're going to have big struggles. And it may not be big to me, but it's big to them.
Yes.
So meet them in that struggle and help them to just be, sometimes I'm a listener, I'm not a fixer. And just walk through that with them.
Yeah.
And it's just a process. Like, I mean, when you are in these toddler years, you're like, am I going to make it? Are we going to survive?
Yeah.
And then you're going to get into these years where they're driving, and you're going to ask the same questions.
Never driving. It's not allowed.
Your prayer life is going to be so much different. I'm just going to tell you. But in each season, it's fun. It is a struggle, but it is neat to see how God reveals a different part of His character to us as moms
Yeah.
in each part of that season.
Yeah. That's so good. And I think back, like we were talking right before we started, of like the different tantrums. Like if I have Mickey goldfish one day and regular goldfish the another day, like that really could be a legitimate meltdown. Like that is the end of his day.
Yes.
And as crazy as that sounds to him, that's a really big problem.
Yes.
And I am definitely a listener and the compassionate one. And my husband's like, well, I'll just throw him in the trash. And he's like, you're not going to
Good luck with that, buddy.
I'm like, you're not helping. Please just go do something else. But it's just, I mean, just to meet them where they're at. And then there's been moments where, for me, like on the days that I do work from home, that it's a little bit of it's a stressful day for me. I'm trying to give my attention to work. I'm trying to give my attention to my child. And then if there's something that kind of goes, if we have an emergency at work, and at the same time he needs me to fix the car door that he ripped off of his truck, like I'm about to explode. And if I even like raise my voice a little bit, like I just need a minute, he's like broken.
Yeah.
And then he comes back and he's like, Mommy, you yelled at me. And I'm like, I'm a failure as a human being.
And then here comes the should bully. Yes.
And then I just sat down like, Charlie, Mama is so sorry. But just kind of teaching them that like, we make mistakes and then we ask for forgiveness. And it's modeling Christ to them over and over and over again. And it's not easy. It is a struggle.
It is.
It's hard.
And it is good. Is it good for you to know that it's not just you that struggles as a mom?
Yeah.
That it's normal.
Yes.
And that is something that my mom friends and we talk about, to have that community, you know, to bear one another's burdens, because then it kind of it levels the playing field, where I'm not looking at you thinking that you have it all together. I know that you don't, and it's okay.
Yeah.
And then you know that I don't, and it's okay. So that's been something that I still tend to struggle with at times, thinking that, I can't let those moms in, but I can. Those that are in our tribe and we're safe with, that helps as well, knowing, okay, I can be real. I don't have to have all this together, because they're walking through the same thing with their kids, their children. Yeah. And that can be helpful too.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, community and having like your tribe of moms, because mine looks so different now that I have a child. Like there's two. Yeah. And I do well to talk to them once a month. Mm-hmm. But when I do, it's just so refreshing. But that's another expectation. Like life group Monday at 4, every single Monday, I'm like, I don't know how to, that's just adding more stress to my plate. And I don't have the capacity for it right now in this season, but I still have those couple people that I know I can be like, please help.
Right.
Like I'm going crazy right now. Like I need help. Like, and then just talking through it with each other. And like you said, feeling like you're not alone. Like you're not crazy. You're not a terrible mother and a terrible human. It's just part of the journey.
It's part of the journey.
Yeah. And the journey is hard and lonely some days, but finding those right women
to walk through it with you.
Yeah. And that's part of the heart of this ministry too, is we have that private Facebook group that we're really trying to build a community there because I've talked to so many women that after they've had children, they just feel so isolated. And I had Charlie during COVID. So there was So
you were isolated.
We were isolated and we didn't go to church. We didn't have life groups. And that's kind of where it all fell apart at that point in my personal life. So just trying to, I feel like community and adult marriage, it's harder anyways. You know, it's just to invest in that. Yes. But it's so important.
Yeah. And you just got to take baby steps in it, and you'll figure it out. You may start out with a couple of friends here that God brings you for one season, and then it's going to shift. Yeah. And it doesn't mean that it's wrong. It just means that everybody's taking a turn. You're turning this way, they're turning that way. Yeah. And you're going to need those friendships. Yeah. You're going to need them.
Yeah. So having 2 daughters, mentally, how do you process that? How do you handle the mental load of just motherhood in general?
Man, it is heavy. Yeah. It can be heavy. Yeah. You know, it is at a place where when I do feel that overwhelmed, because it does come, I do feel overwhelmed with maybe their activities or maybe, you know, again, that shaming voice and then trying to be myself. You know, we're not just moms, we're not just wives, we are women. You know, there are other gifts and talents that God's given you. Yeah. So trying to balance all of that. A few things that have helped me is to learn how to use 2 letters, N-O, no. No is not a bad word. Yeah. It's really not. So to learn how to say no, to do the things that are important, you know, to kind of control your calendar, leave some margin in there for that rest, for that no. Also with my daughters, they're somewhat independent, which is good, but can also be not good because, you know, we're there in those battles sometimes. But to just let them, you know, find those places where they can be independent, and then find places where I can come in and set those boundaries, you know, with them as well. But also, I will just be honest with you, if there are days where I feel overwhelmed and like I just need a break, I will tell my family, hey, I just need a minute.
Good
I just need a moment. And I know some moms are watching, you have preschoolers, you're like, I don't know if I'll ever get there, or I can just have a moment.
Literally everywhere.
But I know, but there will be those times where you might need to say, hey, can you go take them for ice cream?
Right.
Can you go take them to the park? I just need 15 minutes by myself or 20 minutes by myself. And that doesn't make you a bad mom. It just means that you need a break.
Right.
You just need a mental break. And so that's some other things that I've tried to learn as well. And then just to know I can't control all the things.
Yeah, that's good.
So focus on those things that I can control when that anxiety comes, and then to just take those breaths and just try to be present when I can.
No.
It's a great word. No is a great word.
I'm always like, no, but I'm sorry, but no. But just to be no.
I know, and a friend of mine taught me. She said, listen, no is a complete sentence.
Yes.
You don't have to say no because.
Right.
No, this is why. You can just say, I'm sorry, but no.
Yeah.
And it's
hard.
It's hard, and it feels very awkward at the beginning.
You're just like,
but if you can start now, when they're in preschool, I'm telling you,
I think something that you said, that you pointed out, and I don't even know if you meant to point it out, but saying you just asked, like, hey, can you take them to the park?
Yes.
That's big, because my husband, he's doing his thing also, so he might not be seeing, like, I'm about to explode.
That's right.
But the second I just ask him, it's fine. But if I don't ask him, then I'm dealing with this expectation that I have of him, because he should be able to read my mind because I'm about to explode. Why aren't you doing this for me? That leads to something else awful in your marriage. You know, so I think just asking for help and recognizing that you need it is another really huge thing.
It is. And it's the more we communicate, the more we're able to help one another, and to be more maybe compassionate or more sensitive to those things, because then there brings about that awareness. It was a few days ago, my husband took my daughters to Cracker Barrel for dinner. I was like, I cannot cook tonight. And he had a gift card, and he said, we can go to Cracker Barrel. I was like, that is a great idea. So over time, as you are learning how to communicate that, it brings you closer together, even with your spouse, by doing that, by communicating those things to one another. It's a safe space. It's a safe space that you are creating between each other.
So you've talked about kind of handling the mental load. How have you felt like the Lord has sustained you in the midst of that?
He has been. You know, there are times where you're like, God, are you here? Are you there? And I've had those prayers as a mom so many times. And in those moments, even when you can't feel him, he is there. He is there in the pit places. He's there in the closet floor with the chocolate all around you. He's there in the car line when you're just sitting alone. And in those moments when I'm alone, if I'm in the car line, if I'm waiting on my kids while they're at school, you know, it's just taking those moments and just praying, talking to him, being very vulnerable and transparent. He already knows if I'm dealing with those emotions or those feelings or those thoughts. So bringing that to him, that has helped me. He has sustained me greatly in that way. You know, just even journaling, writing things down, writing down those negative thoughts, those worries, those anxieties, and then going to his word and replacing them with truth. What does God's word say about me? What does God's word say how to handle this situation? And sometimes I don't know, and I'll have to Google it. I'm like, okay, what scripture can I look up for this? And that's okay. So that's been very helpful and sustaining for me, to just know that sometimes I can go to him and say, hey, I'm not okay today. I'm not okay today. And I love how Jesus gave us the example in the Garden of Gethsemane when he was vulnerable and he was overwhelmed. And even then he asked his Father, if this cup could pass from me, yet not what I will, your will be done. And in there, we don't see how God shamed him, pointed his finger at him. We know that he met him. He strengthened him to walk the path that he had before him to the cross, and where would we be had he not walked that path?
Yeah.
So it's another beautiful reminder for us that if our Heavenly Father will meet Jesus there and strengthen him, he'll meet us in this season of motherhood. He will give you exactly what you need to take the next step.
Yeah, that's so good.
And the next.
That's so good. And I was just going to ask you, encourage that mom who feels overwhelmed. But what more encouragement is that than the Lord will meet you and he sees you? Because sometimes in this season, you feel unseen. Mm-hmm. You feel like the one doing everything for everyone and not seen, but that's not true. That is a lie. So tell us, how can we find you? How can our readers find you?
Yeah, so you can find me. I hang out a lot on Instagram. Okay. I think that's where I like to hang out the most, at Caris Snider. That's my name there. I'm on Facebook as well. YouTube. I do have a podcast.
Yes.
It is called Caroline Conversations.
Yep.
And y'all, I record it while I'm sitting in the car line. Okay.
Yes.
So if you want to find me there, you can find that on all the podcast platforms that are out there. Mm-hmm. And then my website is carissnider.com, CARISSNIDER.com. And then the book is, like you said, it's everywhere. I'm so grateful that it is everywhere for every mom. It really is for every mom.
It really is for every mom. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that this worked out.
I am too. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you all so much for joining us on today's Moments for Mom. Go check out her website, get her book, and we will see you back here next time.
We want to connect with you. Make sure to visit our website, momentsformoms.tv, for the latest episodes of the show, guest information, resources, and so much more. Visit momentsformoms.tv today.
Hi guys, Stephanie here from What the Heck. Food prices are going crazy right now, so I thought this season I would bring you some frugal, yummy, easy recipes. And one of the easiest ways to save money with food is to just go through your refrigerator, go through your pantry, and see what you have. So that's what I did this morning, and I'm bringing this to you from my kitchen at home. It's small, but it works for us. So today what I'm going to show you are some egg muffins that you can make maybe on the weekend or one day a week, and then you have them for the rest of the week. Super simple, easy, tasty, and you can use what you have in your house. I pretty much had everything here. I had bought some spinach for another recipe, so that was something I don't usually have in my house, but I have it today. So I'm just going to show you how to make some easy egg muffins. So I have a muffin tin. I have a dozen eggs. I have some spinach, some ham that I needed to use up, and some shredded cheese. Okay, and I shred from the block because it saves money, and it doesn't have the coating on it that the companies have to use, so it doesn't clump. I also have some bacon bits, some feta, so we're just gonna make some yummy egg muffins. So I have my muffin tin, I have some olive oil. I'm just putting a little bit of olive oil in the bottom of each tin. I have my oven pre-warming to 395. And I'm just going to put a little bit of everything in a couple of tins, and then I'll show it to you when I'm done, because I know I'm kind of far away. Taping from home is a little different because it's one camera, which is my phone, and only one direction. So I'm just going to put a little bit of spinach in each one. Some are going to have ham, some are going to have bacon bits. And because I'm taping from home, I have 2 dogs, so you might hear them barking. And that's part of life, right? I wanted to keep it very real this year. If you're a mom, you're not cooking in a studio. You don't have somebody doing all the things for you. So I just wanted to keep it really real for you guys this year, this season. So that's the spinach. I'm going to put ham in some of them. I'm going to put bacon bits in some of them. Feta, cheddar. Again, go through your fridge. See what you have that you need to use up. Throwing food away is one of, I hate throwing food away. It's so annoying. Because what a waste of money. We have to be very good stewards of our money, especially right now, always, but especially right now when food prices are ridiculous. I'm going to do some bacon bits. So make sure you look through your freezer too. You know, sometimes we put things in the freezer, they get pushed to the back, and we don't know what's in there. So always, always keep track of what you have on hand. It's such an easy way to save money. And then with the bacon bit ones, I'm going to put some feta, and then I'm going to simply put the dozen eggs that I already scrambled up into the tin, and I'm going to put them in the oven. And then I'm going to come back in a little bit and show you how yummy. And then it saves time during the week if you can do some bulk cooking on the weekend. You'll be so happy that it's done. Okay, there's that. And then I'm just going to take the eggs that it was just eggs and a little bit of salt. And I'm just going to put them in each tin. And then I'm going to put them in the oven. And I'll be back and I'll show you exactly how good they are. Okay, are you guys ready to see the final result? Egg muffins. So yummy. Oh, look at these. Not perfect. If you're looking for perfect, this is not the segment for you, but they are delicious. So that'll do me for the week. Egg muffins. I have an email address right here on the screen. You can always contact me. I'm here to help you. I have a Facebook page where I post recipes and just frugal ideas. And I'll see you next time.
The hat. The city.
Moments for Moms is more than just a show. It is a community of moms encouraging each other on this incredible journey we have been called to. Join our private Facebook group to share your mom moments, questions, small victories, and connect with other moms as we all come together in this ministry called motherhood. We can't wait to see you there.
Hello, friends. So today is a very important day for our family. First off, our day is starting with a really bad wreck. How are we going to fix that, Charlie?
Well,
Do you know how?
I need a lot of tow trucks.
We need a lot of tow trucks. Thankfully, we have a lot of tow trucks. Tow trucks are one of Charlie's favorite trucks. So today is really special and scary for me because Charlie and I are going...
Yeah, tow truck.
Another tow truck.
Yeah, another tow truck.
We have so many tow trucks to help. That's a big wreck. So we have got accepted into the little preschool program at the church right down the street from our house. So we are going to go tour it. And if we like it, Charlie would start going there 2 days a week in August, well, this summer, whenever this is airing. So many tow trucks. Hopefully we'll get this wreck cleaned up before we have to go. That's probably good, bud. It's a lot. So I'm sure a lot of you have already walked through this, but I am obviously so torn, and I am just praying that God will give me complete peace while we're there, if this is the right thing and the right timing, and he's 3, so I'm sure it is. But now we're taking pictures of the wreck.
I'll send it to you.
Okay, send me the picture. So yeah, so that's what we're doing today, and I am again dealing with fear and all of the things, and I'm just praying that God gives us peace, and I know that he will, because he is the giver of peace. So I don't know what y'all are going through today, but I am praying for you, and I just speak peace over you too.
I can show you.